How can writing help us develop discipline? So in today's video, I'm going to teach you two really nice, simple journaling practices that are going to help you develop your willpower, that are going to help you really hone your levels of self-control. I would say that for me, it always comes down to the notebook. When I have been developing my own online business, I would say that number one, the thing that has helped me remain consistent, the thing that has helped me take my online business to a place where I'm generating profit each year is my journaling practice. It's helped me show up consistently day after day. So I'm really excited about sharing these two exercises with you. Grab your notebooks, get your pens, and let's dive in. Okay, so before we dive into the exercises, I want to explain how we can get it wrong. Because here's the thing, it's not through want of trying, right? Like, we all want discipline, we all want to be a bit more self-controlled, we'd all love it if we had stronger willpower. So we try, we want, but those two things don't seem to be able to give us the results that we are seeking. And my friends, that's the problem. It's the way that we're trying and the way that we're wanting these things, such as discipline and willpower and self-control. So let's say, for example, that you really want to be consistent with your creative practice or with your writing, and you really want to have that regular journaling routine, and you're really trying to show up each day, but you're discovering that that isn't quite enough. It isn't enough to just like really want it. And you may also be beginning to sense that there's a kind of problem behind this, like the more you want it and the more you try actually seems to be sending you in completely the opposite direction, as in the less willpower you seem to have and the less productive you seem to be. Now, we can actually then get into a place where we start to feel really bad. We start to think, maybe I'm not good enough. We start to think, oh, this is just actually really difficult. Maybe I'm not cut out for this. And sometimes we can get to a place where we spend a lot more time thinking about being disciplined, or thinking about having a regular writing routine, or thinking about having more willpower than actually being disciplined or having a writing routine or experiencing and being able to use that willpower. Now, the reason this is because we are using our brain in a way that is not designed to give us the results that we seek, i.e., we're using our brain to think and we're not using our brain to actually do. So we're thinking about being disciplined, but we're not using our brain to be disciplined. And there's a very specific difference between the two, which is why you're not able to go from one to the other. So I want to show you how to go from thinking about being disciplined or wanting to be disciplined to actually being in your mind in a way that enables you to be disciplined and to do willpower. Okay. So I want you to get this really key distinction, which is if we are focusing on wishing that we had discipline, that means that some of our attention has to be on the fact that we don't have it, or we don't have it in the way that we want. And so as long as we have some of our attention on the fact that we don't have something, it's going to weigh us down, right? Because you want discipline, but you're also aware of like, yeah, but I don't have it. Maybe even weighed down with like, yeah, but I actually think I'm really crap at discipline. So this is weighing you down. And so you want to go into this place of like, yay, I've got discipline, I'm really productive. But some of your attention is on the fact that yesterday you pretty much wasted the whole day, or last week you really didn't get anything done that you wanted to get done. And that feels crummy, right? That doesn't give us the attitude that we need in order to be disciplined or in order to have that willpower. Okay. Now, we can also get into this other trap. So let me explain this other trap before we go into the exercises. We can get into a pattern where we're like, yay, discipline. I'm going to start tomorrow. Like, I've got this amazing plan and I'm going to put it into action tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm going to wake up at this specific time. Tomorrow, I'm going to make all of these decisions. Tomorrow, I'm going to say no to the cake or no to the unhealthy food. So whatever it is, we can get into this really inspired place, but we're going to start tomorrow. And we feel quite buoyed up by that. And then, of course, tomorrow comes and the alarm goes off and we're just like, we don't feel the same. We don't feel like leaping out of bed in the way that we'd imagined we would feel like leaping out of bed. Or we don't feel like switching on the laptop and like getting straight down to work in the way that we had imagined doing it. So again, we want to find a way around that. We want to find a way that we can make that plan and actually stick to it. And this is the mistake, that we're imagining doing it tomorrow rather than bringing it into the moment and doing it right now, as in using our brain differently in this moment right here, right now, saying, I'm going to take action here rather than I'm going to do it differently tomorrow, as in I'm going to use my brain differently tomorrow. I'm going to stop thinking and I'm going to start being tomorrow. But we can only use our brain in this way right here, right now. If we keep putting it off, we're going to wake up tomorrow and it's going to be away from us. It's going to be put off to the following day. And we're going to be like, actually, I know I said I was going to do it today, but you know what? It's kind of raining outside and it just feels better to start tomorrow. And so we keep putting it off. So we want to bring this willpower and this discipline to us right here, right now. Journaling is a beautiful way to do that. So let me take you through how to make this transformation with literally a pencil and a notebook. Right. So come to this practice with an understanding that you're going to get something from this video and we're going to do the journal prompts together, but I don't want you to stop there, my friends. Like literally, this isn't something that you can do once and it's going to be a magical solution and you're going to walk away and you're going to have your willpower completely transformed. This is a practice that you need to show up for now, from now on. Just in the way that for me, my practice is a daily practice. I'm coming to my journal every day and I'm using my journal every day to reinforce my discipline, to check in on my willpower, to have a look at my self-control and to keep building it and building it. Just in the way we go to the gym and we do our weights and we build our muscles each day, each week, each month, each year. So the first exercise that we're going to look at is going to start to show you how you can train your brain and start using it the way that you want. So you're no longer just thinking about being disciplined, but you are being disciplined. So you're bringing that discipline to you in this moment right here, right now, as opposed to, I think I'm going to be disciplined tomorrow, and then waking up tomorrow and suddenly that same thought is in your head. Actually, I think I'm going to be disciplined tomorrow. So we need to make that thought present. So I want you to take 2 minutes. If you need more time, just pause the video, take as much time as you need, but we'll go for 2 minutes to describe the way in which you'd like to be disciplined, but I want for you to describe it as if it's happening right now. So rather than like, oh, I'd really like to be spending this amount of time on my writing, or I'd really like to be spending this amount of time working out, or spending this amount of time on my health, or spending this amount of time on my relationships. You're going to be describing it as if it's happening. So in my life, I spend an hour every morning meditating and it's really beautiful, and I wake up at 4:30 and I get on my meditation cushion and the birds are singing. So you're going to describe it in the present moment as if it's happening all around you. So you're using your brain to see the discipline, to see the self-control, to see that willpower happening in the present moment. Now, the longer you spend on this, the better. So, I'm encouraging you, press pause on the video and go for 5 minutes, go for 10 minutes. The longer you spend on this, the more you're going to start conditioning your brain to see and work in a different way. But for now, just take 2 minutes. You're going to paint your day as if it were happening right now, and as if you had the discipline and the willpower and the self-control right now. So describe the way in which you are disciplined and willpowered in your life as if it were happening right now. Off you go. 2 minutes. Okay, so finishing that one. Now, let's just take a moment to reflect. And as we do that, I want to explain to you why I get you to write it in this present moment way. So remember when I talked earlier about if we have this idea that we really want to have discipline, a part of our attention is going to be on the fact that we're not. So when we use our journal to create a space or like this beautiful imaginative experience where we allow ourselves to see ourselves the way we want when it comes to discipline and self-control and willpower, we're putting all of our attention on that positive. So we are literally showing our brain, this is what I want for you to focus on. And as we focus on seeing ourselves disciplined, on witnessing the effect of willpower in our lives, of experiencing the sensation of having self-control, all of our attention is on that whole full-bodied and sensory experience. And so our mind is dropping any attention on anything that's going to drain our energy, as in any attention on, but there are all these things that you haven't done yet, which literally drain our energy, which is why we don't feel like being disciplined and self-controlled, which is why we often just feel like, just not today, like I just don't have the willpower today. So that present moment is really, really important. We're shifting our brain. We're shifting it from thinking about something we like to actually being it. So remember, I said we want to teach our brain how to go from thinking to being or experiencing. So when we write about it in that present moment, we are being disciplined. Because we're taking 2 minutes or 5 minutes or 10 minutes to write about the experience of discipline, to write about how it feels to have willpower. So we're being disciplined, we're having willpower, we're being it in the moment. So we want to take it to that next level. Like for me, I always like to do a couple of journal prompts together. Like this has just helped us to start to explore. It's helped us to just begin to bring that experience of discipline in. So we now want to take it to the next level. So we're beginning to have that sense of how we can have control over our mind by writing about the experience we want as if it were happening. I want for you now to take 2 minutes to describe the end of your day. So again, you're going to describe the day as if it's taken place. You're going to describe a day in which you achieved what you wanted to. You're going to describe how that felt like. You're going to describe the kinds of things that you're saying to yourself at the end of the day. So you're literally imagining opening up your notebook, coming to your journal and writing 2 minutes on the day that's happened, but it was a day that went just the way you wanted it to. It was a day that you had that willpower. It was a day that you were disciplined about your life and your work, and you experienced that self-control in the areas that you want to have self-control in. So again, you're going to describe the whole thing took place exactly the way that you wanted it. So we'll go for another 2 minutes. Off you go. All right, finishing that one off. So these two exercises are really beautiful. They're exactly how you can use writing a journal to build your self-discipline. So you're coming to that first practice at the start of the day. So you can take as little as 2 minutes, as we did here, or you can take a little bit longer. For me, I think the journaling that I do in the morning, I spend at least 15 minutes journaling each morning. So I might come and use this prompt for, say, 5 minutes of that 15 minutes, and then I might move on to some other journal prompts. But whatever time you decide to spend on it, a minimum of 2 minutes, and you're going to be journaling in the present tense on what discipline and willpower and self-control look like to you. Now, don't be fooled by thinking, well, I've done it once, I've already described my day once. There is so much power in having this as a daily practice. Like if you were to do this for 2 weeks in a row, so 14 days in a row, you're going to notice a significant difference because you're going to start retraining your brain to experience discipline rather than simply think about it. And then you're going to end the day with that second exercise. So you're really casting your attention back over the day and you're looking, what small wins of discipline can you notice that you can journal about? Where are you beginning to see that you're managing to achieve willpower in your day or self-control in your work ethic? And again, you're going to start training your brain to notice those wins. So your brain is going to see what's there rather than giving yourself a hard time for the things that you're not doing. And again, the beauty of that is it's going to make you feel really energized. It's going to bring in that sense of fulfillment, which is going to give you the energy to keep building on the practice. So 2 journaling exercises, one to put at the start of your day and then one to finish the day with. And I cannot tell you what a difference it will make if you do these practices over 2 weeks. Now, I would love to hear from you. Let me know what you got out of these exercises. Share in the comments below. What does a day where you're disciplined and you're experiencing willpower and you've got that self-control, what does a day with all of those things look like? And what would it be like to get to the end of the day? And again, be looking back over that day and picking out some wins. So share that in the comments below. All of these journaling prompts around discipline are really going to help you get to a place where you are creating the way that you want, where you're living the way that you want, and you're earning the way that you want. And if you like the sound of that, and you fancy watching an extended masterclass of mine, see the link below. I've got a beautiful masterclass which is free at the moment. Create, live and earn just the way that you want. Go for 45 minutes, lots more journaling prompts, lots more advice about how to be the creative that you want to be and how to earn the income and live the life that is truly calling you. How good does that sound, right? Beautiful stuff, folks. Share in the comments below. I love hearing from you and I can't wait to see you next week with more tips and more exercises. Take care.